He's coming in. I'm drinking my Tanya wine also, so I'm about fucked up. No doubt. All right.
All right, I guess
So we
we're live.
live. All right. Woo! Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, we're on Filipino time. That's 1 hour. That's 1 hour late. Here we are at Crema Combat Ready International Mixed Martial Arts, and that's the name of my podcast. And tonight, right here, we have the one and only, the Asian Nightmare
What's up?
Kid Cifer.
All right,
What's
thank
going
you,
on,
thank
kid?
you,
What's
thank you,
happening,
coach.
brother? What's happening? How you
Nothing
doing,
much,
man?
nothing much for real. Like I've been stuck inside this house for one whole year. Been doing
I know.
my work and my workouts here, so
That's everybody. Everybody been stuck, man. Everybody.
nothing really
Well,
is going on at the
I
moment.
actually I did manage to get from Manila to Angeles, so I did escape. But for those who are stuck in their condos in their house, I'm sorry, man. I'm just you know it is what it is. You know what I mean? The COVID is no joke. But anyway, let's get into it, man. So how you? So what else you been up to, man? What else you been doing?
Well,
Just
since
working.
we cannot go anywhere at the moment, we can't even go to the mall. I mean, I had one vacation, but that's it. So pretty much starting March 2020, I've been just focusing in with my home workouts, tracking my weight, the food that I consume, spending
Mm-hmm.
time with the family. You know,
Okay.
tried to learn other languages as well, but didn't work.
Right,
Didn't
right,
work
right.
out for me.
That's just like me trying to learn Tagalog. I've been here 6 years and I still don't know a lot. So I hardly know any words, you know. But anyway,
Yeah.
how did you get started in pro wrestling?
Oh well, not gonna lie, I pretty much started just like everyone else. I've been a fan since I was a kid. Like, if my memory serves me right, I started watching wrestling when I was 3 or 4 years old.
Okay.
Back in the day, during the golden days, we watch wrestling like everyone in the family, my grandma, my dad, cousins,
Wow.
and then eventually, because of the internet, I managed to learn a lot a lot of things, or should I say, the things that are going behind the curtain or under the ring, like what they say.
Okay.
So
Right.
that made me more interested. I
Okay.
learned that it's like drama and sports, combat sports, all in one. So
Mm-hmm.
I got interested with how they do things, how they book things, how they perform the moves.
Okay.
Spending a lot of time just reading articles, watching videos. Fortunately,
Okay.
the Philippines opened its doors to aspiring
Mm-hmm.
wrestlers. I mean, we had one back in the 80s, I think. You know,
Right.
the Pinoy wrestling promotion by RJTV.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I remember.
PWR started 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Then
Mm-hmm.
MWF, and then the rest follow. So I'm really thankful that people started developing the pro wrestling scene here in the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines, because that really opened a lot of doors and opportunities.
Right. Right. So getting back, well, the question I need to ask is the wrestling scene here in the
Mhm.
Philippines. It started when back in the 80s, 70s, 60s. When did it
Yeah,
start?
I believe that was late. Uh, if it's not late 80s, it should be early 90s. I believe,
Okay.
because I remember seeing that on TV back in the day.
Uh huh. Okay. All right. And then who were like some of the major stars of pro wrestling here in the Philippines? Because I mean I met one at our show, but I don't really know who they were.
Yeah, yeah. Well, biggest name up to this day would be still Joe Poggy.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
And
and
Poggy means good looking, so he's probably the top star back in the day.
okay, all right. So he was like your Ric Flair, your Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, yeah. The charisma, the height, the build, it was
Hmm.
all him. It was all him. Top star of the company for sure.
Oh, okay, that's good. And who else? Who else was in that league, that category? Like tag teams, who were like the major tag? Who was the road like the Road Warriors or the Demolition or the like the Horsemen
Yeah.
of the Philippines?
Well, probably like the best comparison will be the Buckle Boys and the Smoky Mountain Brothers. Yeah. Shout
Okay,
out to Mr. Boy Bakal of Bakal
all
Boys.
right.
Been a good
Those
friend to
guys are
me.
still around. They
Yeah,
still around. They still live. They still living. Is there and everything?
yeah. I met him like um 2 years ago. Yeah,
Hmm.
when I was trying to invite him to our show. He still has the
Okay.
build. He's still practicing MMA. He's still an instructor, but he can't do a lot of things at the moment because of the back injury.
Hmm. Okay. That's cool. And now, what about you? What about your background? Did you have any type of combat sports? Let's say karate, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, like collegiate wrestling
Hmm.
or anything like that in your background?
Well, I tried karate before in fifth grade, but it really doesn't contribute that much because I really don't have any background in MMA. I was trying to get into it, but
Hmm.
pandemic happened, so all of my plans got canceled.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
in WWPH and in MWF, the coaches are strongly recommending that we try it. It will enhance our skills and the
Yes.
striking ability.
Right.
Your ground game. So the coaches they try to share whatever they can share to us. But
Hmm.
it's extra time. It's not really a part of the whole pro wrestling training. But if you have the extra time, you can stay and you can learn a
Hmm.
couple of things with the coaches.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, and so now let's get into
Mhm.
the day that you tried out for pro wrestling. I mean, how did you hear about it? Who told you? Did you like because we didn't put any posters up. I think it was
Mhm.
like word of mouth or whatever. How did you learn about um, trying out for pro wrestling here in the Philippines?
All right. Well, I think I already told this to you before the funny story of how I got into pro wrestling. Well, uh, that was 2017. I was having a drink with a couple of friends, and then
Hmm.
we saw you on the AOW promotion video. So one of my friends told me, if he's the coach, then he definitely has the right background. He has all the credentials.
Right,
You know.
right.
And me and the boys were kind of drunk that night. And then
Who were the boys? Who were the boys? Were they some of the wrestlers or just some of your friends? Like, I mean, not in the business.
no, no, not in the business for real. Like they are my friends in the office.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And the very notable one was Darcy, one of the referees on
Mm-hmm.
WWPH.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me, uh, this is like your last chance to be in the scene. You know,
Right.
considering the time of the training, the venue,
Hmm.
and
Right.
yeah, considering that you had a lot of experience under your belt, told me
Hmm.
this is the last chance for you to get in, because I've been trying to get into to PWR and MWF before, but the schedule is really tight.
Okay.
So me being drunk, I said yes, all right, fine, I'll do it. So in my mind, the first day of pro wrestling, you will hear
Hmm.
just the basics, like it's like a classroom training, right? In
Hmm.
the professor, the teacher will walk you through the background of pro wrestling, how it
Right.
happened, how it developed.
Hmm.
But shit, none
Much,
of the
much
shit,
more.
none of the shit happened. None of the shit happened.
Yeah. So when you tried out, when you tried out, when you were trying out, what were you thinking? Like, oh my God, what's going on? Or can I handle this? Um, were you thinking of quitting, or were you thinking of just, I gotta do this, man. I gotta do this because I want to make it. What was your thought?
Well, I was really close to just walking away and go home. Like Razael told me, he was literally trying to pack his things, but the machine stopped him, told him to get back to the line.
Wow.
So yeah, I was really close to walking away, but you know, I thought to myself, yeah, Dash is right. This is the last chance. This is the last chance I have. So if I cannot
Mhm.
do this right now, then there's no way that I can do this again. So
Right,
it's
right.
either I quit or I get this done today. I mean, I don't know if that's the alcohol
Uh-huh.
talking over my head because I'm still having a hangover that time. So yeah,
Oh, so
that's
you had a so you had a hangover when you came to try out.
yeah. I mean, I remember throwing up like 16 times that day, 15 times.
Damn, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
had no idea you guys were. I didn't know. I had no idea you were coming in with a hangover. If I would have known you had a hangover, I would have worked your ass some more.
And yeah, the expectation that I had was it's gonna be mental. Like you need to
Okay.
absorb a lot of things
Hmm.
about pro wrestling, the
Right.
history, the background, but shit, it's not
Right.
mental, it's 100% physical. Like the drills, you don't have time to think about the drills. You just gotta
Right.
get in the ring, do it. The rolls, the
Uh-huh.
bumps. I can remember hitting the back of my head on the
Right.
first bump.
Hmm.
Then I wasn't able to get up. You told me, get out of the ring, get out of the ring, roll out the ring.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, those were the days, man. So what? So when you were in your training, what did you think, far as uh, where you wanted to go with this? Were you thinking, and are you still thinking, like in the future, like, I want to make it to the top, like
Mm,
WWE. I want to go international. I want to go to Japan. Not everyone wants to go to WWE. Some people want to go to Japan. Some people want to go
mm,
Mexico or whatever. What was your thought while you started training, and then it started getting better for you, and you started
mm,
feeling it? You know, not even having the first match, but just it was just your training. You,
mm,
you said, okay, I like this. I want to take it more. You know.
mm. Well, considering the fact that I'm really not that naturally strong, or let's say physically athletic or physically gifted, like what they say,
Hmm.
the first thing that came into my mind is I need to I need to get stronger. I need
Yeah.
to be in a better shape. Like that day, when you owned us in the tryout. You know, it made me think. It made me think twice. You know, if I'm going to do this, I need to
Hmm.
do this right.
Right,
Yeah. Otherwise, I shouldn't be doing this at all. So,
right, right.
first thing that came into my mind is to get stronger, uh, lose weight, be in a better shape, and
Hmm.
then learn all of the basics to the ground up. And gotta admit, I've been thinking if I could maybe go somewhere, you know,
Hmm.
after my debut, maybe I can have a booking outside the Philippines. But eventually, I learned that you know, pop, I'm satisfied, you know, with where I am right now. I mean, I'm happy with just wrestling here in the Philippines. And
Yeah.
considering my age, I mean, I'm not as old as Razel, but
Oh
considering
man.
my considering my age, I'm 31. You know,
Uh-huh.
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd still like to go outside, but for me, I'd like to do whatever I can to contribute and make
Right,
this
right.
industry bigger, and you know, give the younger ones the opportunity to go
Hmm.
outside instead. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I'm happy to just perform here in the Philippines. But given the
Hmm.
chance, yeah, I'd like to go like Singapore or Malaysia.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
let me
for
give you
now,
let me give you a word of thought. Everyone is 27. No one is older than 27 when
mm,
you're talking pro wrestling. So when they ask you how old are you, 27. Ric Flair could tell someone I'm 27. You know what I mean? That's the word.
mm,
But anyway, yeah, that's that's probably that's a good thing, to want to explore and go outside of the Philippines.
mm,
Speaking of, we were talking earlier about the scene in the Philippines, and you know, you only have what? How many promotions in the Philippines now? Only three, really.
yeah,
WW, and
mm,
PWR, and so that's not a lot, and that's not
mm,
you can learn your skill, your craft, or whatever. But the thing is, you're just working the same people over and over, unless sometimes where the promoters they'll bring in someone from outside,
mm,
and hopefully if you're one of the top guys or you're a pretty decent guy, you can work someone else from a different company or a veteran or something like that. Um, and that's the only way you're really going to get better. You
yeah,
can
that's
get
right.
you can get to that ceiling just wrestling the same people night in, night out, but you would
Mm,
never break that ceiling unless you work someone from a different style,
yeah,
someone who's been in the business much longer, who has star power and stuff like that. So um, yeah, that's kind of from what I've seen, that's kind of hard here in the Philippines. With guys like you and you guys just coming into the business, and you don't really have a lot of options as far as wrestling
mm,
because the scene is so there is no scene really. You can't say there's a scene in wrestling, but we can say it's a scene here in the Philippines, but really it's not a scene because it's not known yet.
mm,
There's a couple of people that came in, like in PWR, they had some guy Jeff Cobb come in. What's that? TJ, and
TGP, yeah,
yeah, and then MWF had the Jerry come in,
mm,
things like that. WW had some guys come in. I'm not really familiar with WUW. Um, that's kind of a new organization to me. I never heard of it
mm,
until Machine brought it to the. I want to say Machine brought it to the Philippines. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I know he was the spearhead of bringing
mm,
that in here, and thank God for that. But uh, yeah, I mean, you're only going to get better if you go outside
That's right. Yeah.
outside your comfort zone and wrestle other people and see how things work. You know what I mean? That's the best way to learn. You know.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, who's your favorite wrestler? Who's one of your favorite wrestlers?
I mean, foreign or local.
Anyone.
Uh, Still sticking with the Ultimate Warrior.
Nice. What? The
I
Ultimate
mean,
Warrior.
when I was a kid,
Nice.
it started when I was a kid. I used to wear some random paint mask, tie a couple
Okay.
of loose strings or shoelace
Right.
around
Okay.
my bicep, run around the house.
All right.
Yeah. One of my inspirations, to be honest. I
Is
mean,
that is that?
even
Go ahead.
after the even after that, I discovered a lot of personal things going on with the Ultimate Warrior and the things happening
Hmm.
in the background. Still
Oh yeah.
my top pick, my favorite.
No matter what, I mean, people are still people. You know, people have a life outside
Yeah.
of what you see on television. And people think the way they want to think in different, and that's just the nature of the beat. You know, and
Hmm.
you can't judge. You shouldn't judge people on whatever. If that person is what that person is, hey, it's all good,
Hmm.
you know. But when he's on television or when she's on television, you know, hey, it's like that's your idol. You know, I don't see anything else. I don't see politically. I don't see nothing but
Hmm.
what I see, and then that's what it is. You know, and it's all good. But that how did you become the Asian nightmare? That's a good that was a good gimmick. The
Yeah,
Asian nightmare.
one of the best stories that I can share, probably. Well, that gimmick started 2010 in a
Mm-hmm.
WWE video game. I was
Okay.
it was summer. I don't have a summer job that time, and I really don't have any important things to do. So me and my best friend were just fooling around, playing with the Xbox, basketball,
Mm-hmm.
Xbox, get drunk,
Yeah.
and then Xbox again. So we decided to create a character for
Mhm.
for us, like a tag team.
Right.
So I really couldn't think of a name. So I just put
Hmm.
in my name, Kin, and then um the word decipher. I just took out the DE, and then
Hmm.
I changed the PH to F, so that made cipher. And then you need to put a nickname. So I can't think of a nickname, so I selected the randomizer. So it says Asian and then nightmare, and then that's it.
What? Really?
That's it.
Come
That's the story behind the
on. Really?
character. So
Wow.
after we made those two characters, we decided that someday, if a wrestling promotion comes into the Philippines, we are
Hmm.
going to be we will make these characters
Hmm.
in real life. Like we are going to bring them into life. Unfortunately, my best friend, he needs, or should I say, he has to go to a different way,
Right.
different adventure. So didn't work out for him, but he's still supporting me up to this day.
Nice. So that's how you became the Asian nightmare.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
basically it. I mean, there's really no logical explanation.
Hmm. Okay. Without getting into, well, just tell me how did you um, wind up working for WUW and then transition into NWF?
Okay, well,
And, and then what's the difference between the two
mhm.
promotions?
I was already working with MWF, the MWF factory. Hold on. Sorry, my boss just sent me a message. Hang on.
Oh yeah, he's
Sorry
probably
about
watching.
that. All
He's
right,
probably
so
watching.
yeah, he's watching me. Yeah,
Where you at? Where you at? You're supposed to be at work.
Anyway, well, I was working with MWF Factory, and then one of the officials from WWPH messaged me because Machine, Chad, and Dave were already in there, and then they recommended me. So, all right,
Mm-hmm.
they set up a meeting with me. They told me that this is what we're trying to do, yada yada yada, and then okay, yeah, I'm in. So I had a word with the MWF management if I can still continue working with MWF at the same time that I'm working with
Right.
WPH. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, officials, Boss Tarek told us that it's fine. Boss William, Miss Veronica, it's fine with them, and then they ended up having a working relationship with who as well, thanks to the people who worked behind the scenes. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much the story behind it. And then when it comes to the difference between training, there's really no huge difference. It's just that uh one of the things that I noticed is WPH is more focused on groundwork and strikes,
Okay.
but in MWF, they are more focused with the basics and the fundamentals. Because
Mm-hmm.
in OPH, it's acknowledged that the wrestlers or the performers they have are mostly experienced, or should I
Okay.
say, trained. But even though they are experienced and trained, they want to they want to make sure that we don't lack the ground skills and the striking ability. Is they want to incorporate MMA and pro wrestling all in one,
Okay.
right?
Right. 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 Well,
And
I saw they don't use ring ropes uh,
mm,
in some of their matches. I saw that in some of their shows, shall I say,
yeah,
which I thought was very interesting, very nice concept, totally different. I like that. So it reminded me of Bloodsport, the movie,
hmm
and I was like, wow, they don't have no ropes, and so you can forget about running the ropes. You can forget about coming off the top rope. So all your shit definitely has to be groundwork and some technical and some really. I mean, it really has to be nice, like catch wrestling, almost.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the the professionals, or should I say the masters in Japan, UK, Australia, they are all
Bring your volume
experienced.
up.
So,
Bring your volume up. You have volume.
sorry, is that better? Okay.
Do it again.
Yeah, is that good?
Try now.
Is that okay?
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah,
All right.
it's all right.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm trying to say, the masters in Japan, Australia, all branches of who they are watching. So as much as possible, we'd like to do things right. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not having ropes is really a big challenge, especially for me. I mean, I'm not really gifted when it comes to ground fights or strikes, so that's one of the major things I'm trying to work on. Special things to machine, just giving me extra time after training to throw some punches, kicks,
Mm-hmm. Right.
grapple, the grapple for like a couple of minutes. I always end up being thrown around by the big guy.
You break it up, Chin.
Oh, sorry. Is that better? I'm having issues
Hold
with
on.
the Sorry
Try
about
now.
that. All right.
Hello,
Is that good?
testing 1 2. Yeah, try now.
All good?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, basically, I'm still trying to work on my ground game and also my striking. Machine, one
Okay.
of the veterans when it comes to ground fights and strikes, is giving us a hand,
Mm-hmm.
extra minutes after the training.
Right.
He's showing us the basics, uh, grapple with us, like for a minute or two, like how we do things back in we grapple for like a minute or two.
Okay, yeah, and then so you would incorporate that with your with the basic like pro wrestling when you like if you go what you learn from WUW same tactics, those same moves into your matches.
Yeah, I plan to incorporate it. It's just that it's not easy. I mean, you need to
Mm.
have the psychology behind, you know, like
Exactly.
what Razel or Chad shared to us. Knowing that he's been around before pro wrestling was created.
Hmm.
Three questions you need to ask is if the move makes sense, if it's safe, or if it
Hmm.
looks good. Those are the three things that you need to consider.
Wow, you guys have learned my grasshoppers. No
Well, Chad has been
That's
around
good.
for quite some time, so he knows a lot.
No doubt, definitely. That's
Running
the
with the
shit.
dinosaurs.
No doubt. So, but yeah, that's good. That's a good analogy and everything. You definitely psychology definitely plays a part. In everything, and without it, your match is just trash. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean?
That's right.
It's just trash. I've seen some matches that guys come out the first match and they go 20 minutes. That to me. That's not good. You don't need to go 20 minutes your first match. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because you got a main event. If you throw everything in the kitchen sink at the first match, what's left for the main event? So
that's right.
guys who go out in the first match and they go 20 minutes and they want to get all this shit in. They want to do all these moves that's making no sense. You're killing. You're not just killing yourself and making yourself look small and stupid. You're trying to kill the promotion that you're working for. And uh, if I'm doing a show and I'm promoting a show, my
Mm,
first match 6 minutes at the most. You know what I mean? You don't need to.
yeah,
The first match sets the tone for the whole show, but the first match doesn't need to be the main event. I mean, come on.
yeah, that's right.
So, and that comes with psychology too. People think that psychology is just calling a match. No, you have to know as a wrestler and wrestlers. First of all, you got to know that you have to take care of each other. That's first and foremost.
Yeah,
And you are not as great as your partner will allow you to be great because he or she has to let you throw them around and make it look good, make you look good. You know what I mean? And so some people get the big head. They go in and they because they hitting these moves and doing this that
yeah,
they're
that's right.
they're the shit. These people, the people are letting you do that. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. You're not. And so all that comes with psychology and the basic. Is something that will carry you a long way in this wrestling business. If you don't have the basics,
That's right. That's right. I
you
mean,
won't, you won't get a job.
like what you told us before. Not just because you know the move. I mean, you can just do the move because you know how to do it. I mean, there should be
Right.
a build up or at least psychology behind it.
Exactly.
You cannot do lock up and then 450. Lock up and then
Exactly.
top rope 450.
Or lock up in a super kick. You know what I mean? It's like, and then when you do the super kick, they kick out. It's like, really? So that's the thing with pro wrestling that you try to incorporate MMA with it because MMA is a real shoot.
Yeah,
You
that's right.
know,
That's
if
right.
I hit you with an arm bar, you're not getting up unless your arm is broke or you tap out. And so the concept in mixing that in with pro wrestling is to show people, the fans, this is what could really happen, and you know, just because you thought this person might win, he might not win because I hit him with this, and it's like a chess game, and so
That's right.
people need to understand that when it comes to pro wrestling, and combat sports. The reason why I wanted to get into this conversation is because there's a lot out there now. There's bare knuckle championship fighting, you know what I mean, and I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of bare knuckle, and
Oh yeah,
so
I think William Regal did that before, right?
yeah, I mean that's some real shit, and
Yeah.
they you get people like guys from UFC and girls from UFC that's coming over to the bare knuckle fighting now, and so there's a lot of things going on when it comes to combat sports. And wrestling, pro wrestling is known as the fake, entertainment, whatever.
Yeah.
And and so the thing is, just because people assume that and they think they know what that is, they think they know it's fake and all that. You don't have to go out there and make it look like it's fake. You can go out there and we know it's all predetermined. We know that, but you can go out there and have a good match and fool some people. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I mean,
I
go
think
ahead.
that's one of the reasons why you know some of the performers think, or let's say the bookers, or let's say the people managing the things going on behind the scenes, is the mentality is like I just saw this on one of the comments in one of the groups from Facebook. Um, the mentality is the fans know that this is uh, scripted, and of
Hmm.
course the performers know it's scripted. So why put psychology in it if we can just make it entertaining? And I think that
Mm,
sets the borderline between entertainment and
hmm.
sports, and
Right.
then sports and entertainment with psychology and realism.
Yeah, that's a good point. People, you really have to. The thing about and how I always say is, we are the only ones who know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, no one. You can say as a smart mark. You can go online and say, oh, I think Chili Wood is going to beat the Asian Nightmare for the championship. I think he's going to whatever, whatever. But you don't know. We're the only ones who know, and it's our job to keep them guessing. It's
Yeah.
like a chess game. I got to keep you guessing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that the next time you come, the next week or the next month you come, you will be anticipating, oh, I was wrong this week. Am I wrong again this week? And so it's like that's our job. Our job is to keep people guessing to see, if this person's
Yeah.
gonna win, this person's gonna lose, and then everything. I mean, everything has to be really crisp
Mhm.
and focused and wow, and the power shots have to be boom. You cannot do a wrestling match with you and someone sitting in the front row and I just tap you on the back and then you half sell it, you have no sell it or whatever. It has to be. You know, I have to give the people what they come to see.
That's right.
First of all, because we're not on. First of all, we're not on television, so you don't see us weekly.
Yeah.
And so if we're doing indies, we have to make it look real. And it has to be real. It has to feel real. It's just like anything else. If you're acting, if you're singing, uh, if you're doing a boom boom, whatever you're doing in your life, it has to be real. You know what I mean? And if it's not, if it doesn't feel real, then people are gonna be like, why am I paying my money to go see this
Yeah, that's
shit?
right. That's right.
Like
Yeah, I think
people,
that's one of the magic behind pro wrestling. It's scripted, but you don't
mm,
know who's going over, and
exactly
you don't know how it will
how they're
end.
going over. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't exactly. That's the key.
I mean,
You know.
in I guess the best example is like the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels on WrestleMania. Is it Michaels' career or
Hmm.
Undertaker streak that's gonna end. My
Right,
bet is on the Undertaker because for me, there's no way that Vince will end his streak and then
right.
come to the Brock Lesnar in Undertaker's match. I'm so confident that Vince won't break Undertaker's
Hmm.
streak, but
Right.
then unfortunately, Brock Lesnar won. So for me, that's a shocker. Like
Yeah, it's like
you know,
yeah, even when Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar, no one saw that coming. I didn't see that
yeah,
coming. I
that's
was
right.
like,
That's
"Oh, are you
one of the
serious?"
moments that will make you freeze and think like, is this really happening
Actually,
or
I thought
not?
that was going to happen in the Royal Rumble with Drew Brees, but I was like, no, it can't be. He cannot lose his belt to Goldberg. You know what I mean? This just he cannot. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
when Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, I was like, yo, okay, that one got me. I was really shocked on that one. I was really shocked on that one. So that's just one of those things. Even with Edge, even when Edge winning this Royal Rumble, I was like, huh? I didn't see that coming.
that's
You
right.
know,
That's right. I mean, even me,
so
my expectation is Edge will just eliminate himself and Randy Orton like Big Foley eliminated
yeah,
Orton
yeah.
himself. That's what I'm expecting. But
No,
Edge
I didn't
won.
see that coming at all, bro. And that's the thing with pro. That's the beauty of pro wrestling. That's the only thing that's really not the only thing, but that's one of the things that's real beautiful about pro wrestling is that you don't know, man. It's the shock and awe. It's like oh shit, really? You know what I mean? And so, but if I hit you with 20 moves and you kick out, bro,
Uh,
that's not realistic. That's not realistic. That's not. I can't deal with that. You know what I
no,
mean? It's like
even Gordon Ramsay will be pissed if you do that shit. Because Gordon Ramsay tried the pro wrestling in Mexico. By the way,
really
I saw it on YouTube.
get out.
So at least he knows a thing or two. And if that shit, if he sees that shit, even Gordon Ramsay will be pissed.
So question is, what do you now that you have wrestled in two two promotions, pretty much.
So
I'm not going to count AOW, but you did that was your first promotion that you wrestled, uh, and so you can just say three promotions now.
yeah.
What do you think of the Philippine wrestling scene, or where should it go? How do you think it's going?
Well, there's actually don't know how to say this, but I believe this is the best time the Philippine for the Philippines to notice pro wrestling and become a fan because um, there's something for everyone. If you like, let's say, heavy hitting, technical, and striking, whatever. If you're into that hardcore, hard hitting style, then you can go to Full PH. And if
Right.
you like something that has more of a storytelling, then you can go to MWF.
Hmm.
And if you like um, something that has, let's say, flashy moves, or you can go to PWR. Like you know,
Yeah.
eh,
Right.
you can enjoy a lot of things because these three promotions has different styles.
Hmm. Right. That's true.
And for me, the scene is still small, and we need to make it bigger. So for me, the best thing to do is to get these three to work together, like AEW, NJPW, and Impact is doing. Like they need
Hmm.
to work together and become one. You know, I
Yes,
mean,
that's true.
it's like a
Yeah.
it's like a triangle. You know?
Hmm.
It's
Right.
like a
That's
pyramid. You
that
cannot.
was that yeah. That was my thing also with I wanted to see PWR, MWF, and at the time LW come together and work together. And I think now still that they can still do it, especially after this pandemic. I think they should all come together, man, and just
Yeah.
egos aside, because no. Here's the thing with the thing I see here in the Philippines. There's egos here in the Philippines. It's like you have no reason to have egos because no one's been nowhere.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I know the
I'm not.
past,
Yeah, I'm not shooting.
the the past, but
Yeah, I'm.
you know,
Yeah, I'm not shooting. I'm not shooting, but I'm shooting. No, none of y'all have been nowhere. So it's like, where's the ego coming from? It's not like none of you have been on television. None of you have had big contracts. None of you have done anything significant that's like, so where's the ego? To me, if it was me, I would say that, and even if you did been somewhere or you did have, done things like that, you still should be humble enough to say, okay, we're only three companies.
that's
Let's
right.
let's work together. Let's work together to make the Philippines uh, noticeable, so that when people come in, they say, "Hey, okay." Not you don't want people to come in and take from you. You want people to come in and work with you. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And
That's right.
and to me, I think that you know it should be where all three companies work together. I personally think that it should be commissioned to the point where wrestlers should have licenses like boxers, like the professional boxers. I think that it should be up under that. You know what I mean? Because
That's right. Yeah.
um, in America, it's not. In certain states, you can just open up your own company, but then in certain states, you have to be licensed, and you don't want someone to get hurt, get killed, and it's just one of those things that it really needs to that to me that should happen. But speaking on that subject a little bit more, uh, how do you feel about the bullying in the Philippine wrestling scene? Because I've heard some things, I haven't really seen, but I've just heard that there's some bullying that was going on when the wrestling was, you know, when we were having shows in certain areas and certain companies. What is your take on that?
Well, I gotta say, I kind of experienced that uh, firsthand back in the day. But during this whole quarantine season for the past 10, 11 months, I actually just moved on from everything that you know what happened to us, right? I mean,
Right.
we trusted the wrong people and handled by the people. And for me, there's it's not gonna make sense if I still want to get a hold of that AOW footage. If they don't
Right.
want to
Right.
give it, then if they don't want to give it, then that's fine. I hope it develops some monetary shit that you can get
Right.
10 years from now. Because I'm just after the memories that I can preserve. Maybe I can show
Yeah.
it to my kids in the future.
Right.
So I've been thinking this bullying that happened. We need to we need to leave that behind and just go forward. And like what you said, we need to let go of our egos.
Right.
And
Exactly.
for me, if if you're being bullied, or let's say to me, like what my college professor said, these bullies, they are also trying to fill a gap. Like maybe they got
Yes.
bullied when they were younger. Maybe
Hmm.
they're not happy inside the house. Maybe there's something that you have that they want to have or cannot have.
Yeah.
So they end up bullying you instead. So yeah, it's just a matter of understanding them and just staying away from them. I mean, you don't need to keep everyone in your life. You can just, you can just
Hmm.
go to training, train, perform, go home.
Right.
It's not necessary that you need to please them. You
Hmm.
don't need to be with them. You don't need to please them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in a, let's say, in a promotion, or if you're at work, there's a lot of people at work that you can talk to. You can just
Hmm.
ignore it. You know,
Cool. Yeah, I have some comments here. I see a lot of comments. I see Ching Ching. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ching Ching. Support Ken. Okay. Nika Viola. I can't pronounce that. Um, but her first name is Nika. If you know them,
right?
they said, "How old are you, Ken?" I guess that's one of your crush. I see Sexy Legs. Sexy Legs John is on. He said, "Who would ever thought that Brock would be Undertaker?" He said, "Good evening. What's up, Sexy Legs?" But yeah,
I know,
uh,
right?
Dan, Dan Mark said Ken Cypher's on fire. Ida, uh, Caballero. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah,
Support.
yeah.
Okay. And then you got Fran. Boy, I can't pronounce this one. Fran Ikara? Or can I touch your hair? Can he touch your hair? And then Andrew, you got Andrew said, "What's up, Ken?" with the fire sign. And then this Nika Paola, Robert said, "Do you have a girlfriend, Ken?" So Ken, you need to talk to this Nika person. I don't know who this person is, but then the older comments is Gel. Gel is up. He said, "What's going on, Machine?" And then I see my cousin. My cousin said, "Good morning." And then one of my good friends, Gene Perry, said, "ECW Chili Willie, good morning." Those are from America, but yeah. So yeah, you got some fans there, Ken. You need to
All right. Thank you,
you
guys. Thank
need
you
you,
so
you
much.
need yeah you need to address this. You need to address this, Nika, Paola, Robles. You need to address her in your private message, whatever.
Yeah,
That's
later. Later,
yeah.
yes.
That's between you and her. But anyway, yeah, man. But yeah, getting back to the bullying thing, I like I said, I've heard some things, and that's everywhere, man. That's just not here in the Philippines. It's in America also. I just noticed it more here in the Philippines because when I was coming up in wrestling, we handled that shit. We didn't win or lose, win or lose. You get your ass kicked. If you had an issue with someone, you dealt with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it just come to mind that the girl that committed suicide in Japan, was it
Oh,
Japan?
Hannah? Yeah, Hannah.
I think, yeah. I thought it was pretty sad, and nowadays, you got a lot of bullies that's on the keypad, and so I was just trying to figure out how do you deal with that? How do you
Oh,
address it?
for me, like the people who sends me messages, or let's not go too far. The personal friends that I have that wants to go into pro wrestling. Let's uh treat them as an example. They want to get into the scene. So
Mm-hmm.
first thing that I wanna ask them is if they can handle the pressure, the physical training, the
Mm-hmm.
pressure that comes to the schedule, the commitment in and outside the ring, also all of those things. And also, once you get into this business, you should be ready
Mm-hmm.
to be criticized.
Right.
Because let's face it, people will talk on the internet. They will review your match, give you reviews, give you bad reviews, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they would even talk shit about you, like what most people do in famous pro wrestlers in the
Right.
industry. So you know, I'd like to prepare them for that. But when it comes to bullying in general, especially online, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
there's really I don't know. I mean, people take it negatively, people take it seriously, but for me, if a person bullies you online, then I ask them, if you want to talk, we can talk. But if you like, we can also meet up and then we can talk. I've been playing around with some mobile games and stuff. People
Hmm.
will bully you if you did something wrong. So it's either you shut
Hmm.
up or repeat up.
Yeah, exactly. That's just hey,
Yeah.
I'm one of those old school people. It's just like because I was bullied. I was bullied growing up as a young kid. It wasn't until about I think I turned 13 when I started lifting weights. Then I started coming into my own, and even though you still get bullied and you still hear things, but uh, you have to also um, I don't know. It's a hard thing to say. It's just if you're doing it, if you're a person that is doing it, you should really just watch yourself and not do that. Because people could do it to you also.
Yeah,
And for those who are, it's happening too. At some point, you got to really make a stand for yourself. I
that's
mean,
right. That's right.
you just it's just going to continue to happen. I mean, what can you do? I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? Someone punch you in your face. I mean, you just got to punch back. You have to punch back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But if you fight a bully and you continue to fight that bully every day that he or she bothers you, eventually they're gonna stop. They're gonna be okay. All right, I'm tired. I'm tired of fucking
yeah,
with you. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I can somewhat relate. Is before I'm the kind of person who just shut up and suffer in silence, but I realize it's gonna eat you from the inside. So
Yeah, exactly.
if you want to say something, then all right, say it to your face.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So I
And
gotta give a
also
shout out.
the
I'm sorry. I gotta give
sorry,
a
yeah, go
shout out
ahead.
to I gotta give one more shout out to my. This is my nurse. She helped me with my wife at the time. She passed away,
Uh,
and she's a really really good nurse. And so I want to give a shout out to Lindsay and her and her family and all is well. So what's up?
stay
Well, go
safe.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, well, going back to the online bullying, lots of trolls on the internet because let's face it, we are free to talk online. We can do or we can say whatever we want to say. So for me, if it's a
Hmm.
troll account, just ignore it, report it.
Yeah.
Those people has a lot of time to talk. Because that's basically the only thing they can do. They can just sit behind those keyboards and type
Hmm.
whatever they want to type and say whatever they want to say. And
Right.
for people who likes to engage on debates about religion, about politics, if someone says things different than you, then I think you should just respect the opinion of others. And if you want to
Yeah.
disagree, there's a more polite way to disagree. I mean, no need to call him dumbass or stupid as
Right.
fuck. Sorry for the
Yeah.
words.
That's true. That's true. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's why I had to really check myself also when Trump was the president. Man, I went hard, man, because in America we have we have those issues with the blacks and
That's
going
right.
dealing with the racist white you know people. And so I think when he lost and everything, and I thought about it, I said, well, I don't need to give this guy no more credit. I don't need to give this guy no more attention. I don't need to post any more bull crap about him, or his type of people. So I just leave him alone. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
it's not like it's gonna change anything anyway. I'm not gonna. It's not my ranting and raging and it's not going to change the world. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
These people, they have their own agenda, and we just caught up in it. And so, but to equate that to the bullying that's going on in wrestling, man. The people that some people think that they're not going to go nowhere, um, so they take the certain type of criticism or certain kind of things. Um, and I'm here to tell you that it's okay to take constructive criticism, but there's a limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to be dogged out, just to try to say that, you want to make it somewhere, or get on someone's good side. You should know as a person, as an adult, if that person is going overboard or not. You know what I mean? Sexually or just being too aggressively, you being mean towards you. So my thing with and the reason why we talk about this because the bullying stuff it's really it's a big thing here, and it's like I want to in this conversation, just give some type of I don't know, uh, give some type of support
Yeah.
to those who are being bullied. You know what I mean? And it's like, and to those who are doing it, you need to stop. You need to check yourself. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. That's
no matter what you want to do, no matter what
right.
you want to do, if you want, it's that's your preference. What you want to do, how you want to live your life, and no one should make you feel ashamed of that. No one should make you, uh, you know, question it or whatever. If you want to do what you want to do with yourself or your life, you do it. You know what I mean? And you still could be a wrestler. You still can get in there and be the best that you can be. And we should all support whatever the situation is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually one of the uh, good points to talk about the the constructive criticism because some some people they will talk harsh to you and then when you confront them they will say that I was just saying that to inspire you, but in
Yeah.
fact it's not
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
inspiring at any point because it's too harsh. Like
Mm,
you're
yeah.
being called names,
Right.
you're
That's
being
not. That's
degraded
not.
in front of other
Yeah.
people, so I don't think that's a way to
Mm-mm.
up somebody's self-esteem or to inspire someone. That is
Right. That's not
just speak
constructive because
talking shit to
criticism.
a person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like me coaching you guys. If I went at you guys, kid, the fuck you doing? Whatever, whatever, whatever. Calling you way out your name. That's not constructive criticism. But if I'm telling you, hey, kid, I think what you should do is this, and that, and you guys got to be tough here, you got to be tough there, whatever, whatever. But for me to call you out of your name, that's that's just not a good thing. And if anybody's doing that, man, they should really, you know,
Well,
that's
for
just
me,
wrong.
if a coach, your coach scolds you or called you
There's,
names or give you
oh
the F
no,
word, I can take that
mm,
because some coaches tend to be harsh, but after
mm,
those harsh moments, they will sit you down and explain to you what happened and apologize. But the problem is you're being called names and being humiliated in front of others. That's not by a coach, but a fellow wrestler or let's say a fellow employee. You know, for me, that is you cannot
yeah,
say to me that you're saying that to inspire him or
mm,
her or to make him or her realize that's just a straight up humiliating and you know
yeah,
trash talking.
yeah. Exactly. So, but yeah, I hope it gets better. I hope when we return, if the wrestling returns in the Philippines, I hope that people can come together. Check their egos at the door, not in the ring.
Yeah,
Uh, Make it better, you know what I mean? Because like I said, it's not really a scene yet. It's not the Philippines don't have a wrestling scene, but they have a wrestling scene, if that makes sense. So in order for it to get bigger and better, in order for it to get bigger and better, you all have to come together and work together, and promoters gotta pay their wrestlers. That's another thing. You gotta pay your fucking wrestlers. If you don't pay your wrestlers, man, I'm telling every wrestler out here, if you don't get paid, you should be slapping somebody around for real. Don't because I've heard, and I'm not just talking about us, what happened to AOW. I'm just talking about, I've heard people say, I just want to wrestle, and you know, I understand that. We all want to do. We all want to wrestle, but you should get some type of compensation, something.
That's right. That's right.
Some if I'm a promoter and if I can bring in one of my friends from WWE or former or Impact Wrestling, if I can bring in, I don't know, let's say I bring in Rhino. Rhino, if you listen, I'm just using you. If I bring in Rhino and I can and I have the money to pay his his airfare,
Yeah.
round trip, his hotel lodging, and then give him money on top of that after the show. But yet I have 20, 25 other students that I can't pay. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? That's just straight up bullshit. You know what I mean? So my people, my students or the people that work for my promotion come first. Then if I want to bring in a name, we should work out an agreement. But my stable, my wrestlers, all of them should be getting paid and getting paid well. I'm not talking no seriously. I'm not talking 1,000 pesos. I mean, if you give all your wrestlers 1,000 pesos, that's fine. That's what $20. That's $20 in American in American. That's what we got when I was coming up as a wrestler. I don't know who the fuck made that rule. I don't know where that come from. I don't agree with it. Um, but if you're not paying each wrestler at least 2,500, and I'm talking referee included. I'm talking each wrestler at least 2,500. Then you're doing a disservice to all wrestlers. That's just me because you're gonna pay if you get a name, you're gonna pay that person that comes in from a different country. If I get somebody from New Japan coming in, if I get somebody from America coming in, if I get somebody from Mexico coming in, whether they just got off of television or they've been off television, I'm gonna pay them more than 2,500. You better believe I'm gonna pay them more than 2,000. Not that's I'm not that's not including their round trip ticket and their hotel.
Yeah.
Come on, man, that's some bullshit. And then I got my regular guys like and I can't pay you 2,500. Then I'm not a business person. I'm not a promoter because that's not fair. You know what I mean? So if whoever's watching, if you are watching and you are a promoter in the Philippines, in America, pay your damn wrestlers. That's the number one thing. Pay your wrestlers. You know, that's just one of my things.
Yeah. Payment concerns. There's really no rule on how much you should pay your talents. As long as for me, as long as you're getting paid the right amount, then yeah, you should go on. But if you're not totally being paid, then that's a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I say 2,500, that's equivalent to what, $50 in American dollars. Um, because yeah, you could say, well, here in the Philippines, you can make the excuse, well, we don't make that much money. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Don't. I don't look at it as that. I don't look at the Philippines as no less than America. You know what I mean? There's some rich people here in the Philippines. Believe me, I know. Yeah, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. But if someone says the Philippines is a third world country, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just a small country, but by far not a third world country. You know, I don't know who gave y'all that stigma that you're a third world country. But my thing is, if you have the money to start a promotion, you should already have that budget escrow that you have money set aside for how many people are on your match or is this on your show. So you need to calculate that, and they should get a good amount of money. You know, you should plan your shit out at least 6 months in advance.
That's right.
Plan your show out 6 months in advance. You can't tell me that it's 6 months from now. If I saved up that and I have 6 or 7 matches, what's that? Let's say I have 5 matches and 2, 4, 6, 8, I think like 12, 12,
Yeah.
12, 12 people because you got one tag match. And then you got 2 referees, 12. So about four, it's about 15 people. That's about 15 people. You know, you should have enough money saved up where each one of them can get 2,500 pesos for that show. That's just me, you know. And so that's just one of my pet peeves. Though, you know me when it comes to paying. If you don't pay my students or you don't pay my people, man, I get very because I think that you as a promoter you got paid. You know what I mean? No matter
Yeah.
what, you got paid. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get
care how
that.
much money you put. I don't care how much money you put out. Don't have a show then. If you can't pay your wrestlers, don't have a show. Have a show when you have the money to pay your wrestlers. It's just that simple. Don't make no don't pay your wrestlers off the door. People come in and off the door. You should already have that money set aside. That's planning, man. That's planning. You have to plan this shit. You know Vince McMahon. You cannot do that. You cannot. I cannot pay you and 25 other guys or girls with what's coming in at the door. What if only 5 people come in? What if there's social distancing, which is now? You can't do that. You know, think, motherfucker. And then if you can, like I said, if you got the money to bring in a celebrity, a superstar, come on, man. That means you got the money somewhere. You're bullshitting. And to me, if you're listening, if you guys are wrestling after this pandemic, don't stand for that shit, man. Demand your money up front. Demand your worth. Because
Yeah.
you can get in there and get hurt. And if you don't have no insurance, you know. But anyway, man, I don't really have any more questions. I just wanted to shoot the shit with you, talk to you, and finally we got online, man. It took a while, but finally we got
Some
online,
technical
and
issues.
I know. At least next week, I think I'm gonna have Nuke on next week. I hope he's available. If not, then it's either Nuke or either Rex. And I'm trying to do showcase the talent here in the Philippines. And I have another podcast with another friend of mine, but he's the technical guy on that one, so I don't do anything. And tomorrow we have C.W. Anderson on
Yeah,
A and
yeah.
C
I know.
podcast.
Yeah, I
So I got
saw
to get
that.
up early. Yeah, I got to get up early in the morning for that one. And so yeah, I'm going to try to put this on YouTube on my YouTube channel because I have I get no viewers on YouTube, man. None. I
Yeah,
get
send me the link so that I can share to my friends, coach.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
and
the link in
also
YouTube.
I just got information on this restream, so I was trying to get you on that because the restream is once I go live on Facebook, it also goes live on YouTube.
Ah, all right.
And
Yeah, I get it now.
yeah, yeah, and so I wanted to use that, but I didn't know how to get you on without you to invite you on. So I'm still learning this shit, man. I'm like a dinosaur when it comes to this. I know
Well,
people.
well,
I
you
know
can
you.
talk to
I know you
Jess
guys
for
are.
that.
I know you guys are laughing. I'm like, yeah, I'm old as crap, man. I can't, But I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. I said I'm not gonna give up tonight because I really wanted to talk to you. So, but you got anything else you want to say? You know, to your fans or anything like that?
Well, to everyone in the Philippines, please continue supporting the pro wrestling scene, regardless of the promotion, WWPH, MWF, PWR.
Yeah.
uh, share, like the page, the posts, and yeah, I understand that at the moment there's really nothing much going on, but
Mhm.
you know, for sure, once everything is good, we will be back in the scene,
Yes.
and MWF is also preparing something at the moment, which I cannot say it right now, but yeah,
Awesome.
stay tuned. Follow them on IG, YouTube, Twitter,
Yes.
Facebook. Same thing with WWPH. They will be having an online press conference regarding the next show, uh, showcasing Sheep versus Jarhead, and then uh, Martin against Coach Sonny. Then McQueen will be one of the hosts. So a couple of matches will be shown on the
Mhm.
online podcast. Sorry, on the online what you call this?
What's that? The Facebook, YouTube?
Yeah, I think they will be broadcasting on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Online conference. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Going to be an online press conference regarding their next show, and then they will be showing the match cards as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be happening somewhere around February to first week of March.
Nice. Nice. Good deal, man. And I really appreciate you coming on, spending some time and getting uploaded and everything because I was getting frustrated like a mother, and I was like, "Yo, not again!" But to all the promotions in the Philippines, the NWF, PWR, WWPH, much success and hope to see you guys soon when all this is over. Hope that we can get some wrestling going back in the Philippines and make it much better, man. And that's it. I just want to send some big love out to everyone and all my students. And so, and thank you, Ken. Thanks a lot, brother.
All right, thank you,
You've been
Coach.
amazing, man.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping to
be
get
good.
that red horse with you soon.
No doubt, definitely, brother. You take care, man.
All right, take care. Thank you so
All right,
much.
later.
Later. Bye bye.
Peace.